In this lesson, we're going to be looking at simplifying fractions, and in that, we're asked to simplify the following fractions in their lowest terms. Now, this is pretty easy. Here, we're asked to simplify 8 out of 2. So basically, if you, as we have stated in previous lessons, that the numerator tells us the number of parts that we are speaking about in the fraction, and the denominator tells us the total parts they are in the whole. So here really they're asking us to shade 8 out of 2 parts. Now here we would have only one whole. So this is just one whole with 2 parts really, okay, but we need 8 parts, so it's simply suggesting that we would need another whole. So let's just quickly get another one, and let me just get that quickly for you. So we have another whole here, okay, but if you notice we only have a total of four holes right now, 4 parts, 2 holes, and there are 4 parts. However, we need 8, so it simply suggests that we need another hole. Okay, here we would have how many now? We would have a total of 6 parts, and we need 8, so we will have another hole. So here now we have a total of 8 parts. Okay, we have 4 holes, and in each hole we have 2 parts, hence a total of 8 parts. So now basically we can just go ahead to simplify this fraction, and I'm using diagrams as usual. It helps you to understand the lesson a bit clearer. So here we need to shade a total of 8 parts, so we're going to shade, and let me just change my color here. Let me use this pretty color. So I'm going to shade, this is, oops, that is a bit dull. Okay, so this would be 1 part I'm shading, that's 2 parts I'm shading, so this would be 3 parts. This is another 4, and this is 5 parts, and this is 6 parts, and 7, and the final part would be 8. So I have shaded a total of 8 parts, and if you look carefully, inside each hole I have 2 parts. Each hole is divided into 2 parts. Now the question is, how many holes I've shaded? So I can say I've shaded, this is 1 hole, that's a second hole, that's 3 holes, and this will be 4 holes. So basically, when simplifying this fraction, you could simply say 2 into itself goes once, and 2 into 8 goes 4 times. Okay, and if you notice, we would have shaded a total of 4 holes. Okay, and that's our answer. It's that easy. Okay guys, so when simplifying fractions, that's how we look at it, by using diagrams. Let's just move on quickly to exercise B. Now in exercise B, they're asking us to shade 3 out of 12 parts. Good. So now basically what I'll be doing, I'll be shading 3 parts out of 12. I have a total of 12, so let's count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to shade 3 parts. So let's shade or 3 parts. So this would be, that would be 1 part. This is another part. And this would be 3 parts. Now, if you notice carefully, what I did, I've shaded 3 parts, but I can now ask myself, how many sets of 3's are there in 12? Now if you look carefully, this would be 1 set of 3's. Let me change my color. So here, let me just put it in a little curly bracket to suggest that this is 1 set of 3's, and if you notice, I would have 1, 2, 3, so this would be another set of 3's, so this would be 2 sets of 3's. And then I would have another set of 3's here, so this would be 3 sets of 3's, and I have another set of 3's there, so this would be 4 sets of 3's. Now really what I'm saying is this, I am saying that how many sets of 3's are there in 12? I have 1 set, 2 set, 3 set, and 4 set of 3's. However, I have shaded 1 out of 4 sets of 3's. So I can simply say then that since I've shaded 1 set of 3's, I am speaking about 1 set. And remember, what we're speaking about goes in our numerator. So I simply say then I have one set of 3's out of a total of 4 sets of 3's. Okay, and that's my answer. Good, because you could just simply say 3 into itself goes once and 3 into 12 goes 4 times. But using a diagram, I believe it helps us to understand the concepts a bit clearer. Okay, now moving on to question C, or exercise C rather. Here they're asking us to represent a 6 out of 4, or to simplify rather 6 out of 4 as a fraction in its simplest term. Now, as we have been doing, we would have needed we know that we need to shade 6 parts out of a total of 4 parts, but here we only have 4 parts. So it simply suggests then that to shade 6 parts we would need another diagram. So quickly, let's just get another diagram just to help you to understand what is happening quickly. So let me just get that. Okay, so here is our other diagram. So good. Now I need to go ahead now and I need to shade a total of 6 parts because I have a 6 in my numerator. So I'm going to shade, this is one part, that's one part. So this would be another part, that's another part that I'm shading. This would be another part. So far I've shaded 3 parts, and this would be my 4th part that I'm shading. So this is number 4. Now I've shaded 4 parts. They have asked us to shade 6 parts. So I need 2 more parts. Okay. So I'm shading, this is one part, and I'm shading another part here. Okay. Shading another part. Good. So here we have shaded 1, 2, and let me just use my marker to count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have shaded a total of 6 parts, and in each part it's divided into, each whole rather is divided into 4 equal parts, and that's what our denominator tells us. Now we can just go ahead and simplify this fraction quite easily. Now if you notice, and I think we did something quite similar to this when we were working with simplifying improper fractions to mixed numbers. So here basically, if you should look at this diagram carefully, okay, you would have noted that we have shaded an entire diagram here. So this whole, each part in this whole is shaded, and this is one whole. So I could use a whole number 1 to represent that one whole is shaded, one entire whole. And in this diagram, if you look carefully, there are 4 parts, a total of 4 parts in this whole, and I've shaded 2 out of 4. And if you look carefully, I would have shaded this entire half. So basically it's really a half of this diagram that I've shaded. Carefully, guys, if you look carefully, I've shaded a half of that. So I could say I've shaded 1/2 of this diagram. Okay, and even to make it a bit interesting, let me before I say a half, let me just show you what I'm speaking about. Let me just clear that a bit, and we could have said also that I've shaded 2 out of 4, because really I've shaded 1, 2 out of a total of 4 parts. So I could have said we have shaded 2 out of 4. Now also 2 out of 4 could be simplified further to say I've shaded, and I could say 2 into itself goes once and 2 into 4 goes 2 times. So I really shaded 1/2. And when you look at the diagram, it would be a half of the diagram. This entire half over here I've shaded. And it's that easy, guys. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Bye bye.